Hi everyone, I'm Gemma, the owner of Gemma Redmond Vintage, and I'm back today after a short break to share with you some new additions to my online collection. As always, you're welcome to make a purchase of any of these pieces prior to them going live on my website next week. If you'd like to do that, please do send me a message and I can provide you with further images and details on the items. So on this beautiful spring day, I have 8 pieces to share with you. They range in date from circa 1900 right through to the 1990s. So we've got a broad spectrum of the history of costume jewellery to share with you today. We've got lots of pinks, purples, reds, and some gilded metals and white metals too. So a real mix today. So I'll begin now by sharing with you these delightful earrings that I'm wearing. They are date from circa 1930, so they're Art Deco. They're constructed from rhodium plated metal and they are detailed with lovely colourless paste stones. The nice thing about these earrings is that we can assign a country to them. They are marked Deposé, which means that they were made in France. So I'll just take them off for you to have a closer look at. They've got this lovely looping design with the small loop intended to be worn close to the face and the larger loop facing out, so they really frame the face nicely. And then they are clip-ons, and the reverse of the earrings you can see they have a wire clip to them, which is quite typical of French costume jewellery construction of the period. The mark of Deposé is on the hinge of the clip, so quite small but nonetheless there. They're a really lovely example of sweet 1930s design. Next, let's move on to another Art Deco piece, which I'm sure you can all see. This is quite a sought after piece. We see these paste snake chokers fairly often, and they always get snapped up because they are so evocative of the era, and snakes are such a popular motif to wear in jewellery. So yes, as I mentioned, this is constructed from silver tone metal, and it dates from the Art Deco era, and it's a snake choker. You can see that the head and the tail meet together at the centre here, and there is a small hook on the reverse of the tail, which means that you just slide the snake's head off. I'll just give it a little pull there, and I'll show you it in closer detail. So there's what I was doing. There's a little hook there on the reverse of the tail and a little hole on top of the snake's head, and the two slide over. So it's front fastening, which is quite nice if you're trying to put the necklace on by yourself. You can see that it's detailed along its length with these lovely bezel set pastes, and it's in really nice condition too. Next, let's move on to this really sweet brooch that I'm wearing, which is perfect for springtime. We get a lot of bug and insect jewellery popular around this time of year, and this butterfly I'm sure will be no exception. It's probably Czechoslovakian in origin, and dates from around circa 1910. It's detailed with colourless paste stones and ruby red paste stones as well on its wings and body. So I'll just unclasp it for you. This is a C-clasp fastening, and it's gilded metal and paste stones, as I just mentioned, and you can see that they sparkle beautifully. It's in really lovely condition for its age, and the ruby paste stones are in open back mounts so that the light shines through them really effectively. Next, Speaking of red colours, let's move on to this rather wonderful Art Deco bracelet. This bracelet dates from around circa 1920. It's a true Art Deco piece and is constructed from a plated sterling, and as you can see, it's detailed right around the band with these beautiful hand-set colourless paste stones, and culminating in a central red glass stone, which again is open back mounted to really let the light shine through. This piece was most likely made in America, I would like to suggest, and it fastens with a box clasp, so I'll just clip it so you can see there, and I'll just show it you in all its glory. It's in really fabulous condition. This piece has been really cherished and well loved. It's in immaculate condition. Next, let's move on now to the earliest piece in the collection I have to share with you today, this wonderful locket. This locket dates from circa 1900, and it's detailed, as you can see, with this wonderful pale pink guilloche enamel, and around the edges in deep picked out in gold, it has this sort of floral swagging effect design, which is so typical of the garland style of jewellery, which was prevalent in the late 19th and early 20th century when this piece dates from. This is a silver gilt piece, and it was most likely made in Germany. It bears a strong resemblance to lockets created by Mayle and Meyer and Martin Mayer, makers in Pforzheim, Germany, who specialised in creating these guilloche enamel lockets at the time. However, this piece is unsigned. It's perfect for wearing on your favourite chain and is in impeccable condition too. I'll just hold it up here. It doesn't have any photographs in it, there is space for images to be slotted inside it, however, or whatever keepsake you would like to place in there, so it's ready to go for its next owner. Next, let's move on to this rather special piece I have to share with you today. This is a wonderful, what we know as a duet clip, which means, or a duet brooch, which means it has two functions. It can be worn as a brooch, but can also be taken apart so that the pieces can be worn as dress clips. And this particular duet brooch was created by the Coro Company in circa 1942. It's quite a well-known and sought-after design of theirs, featuring two bees, and it is a book piece. I'll show you now. It is featured in this book, which I can really recommend to anybody who's interested in particularly American costume jewellery, but if you have a general interest in costume jewellery at all, it's really useful. And it's featured here, as you can see, with some matching earrings, and there's a great detailed description of it too, with all the patent dates and how it's signed, etc, etc. So it's a great resource. This book tells me that the piece was known as the Queen Bee's design, and it dates from circa 1942, and the designer was Adolf Katz. So I'll give you a closer look at the piece itself now. It is fully signed on the reverse. It's constructed from gold-plated sterling, and then hand painted. All these wings and bodies of the little bees are all hand painted. So hopefully I can take it apart fairly quickly to give you an idea of how it works. So I just open the pin on the reverse here, and then you can see that the clips are hinged over the body of the brooch itself. So I'll just lift one off. There we go. And then I'll lift the other piece off. Hopefully you can see. Here we go. And then this part of the brooch comes away. And then we have the two separate dress clips, and these can be pinned anywhere you wish, to your collar, to the pockets perhaps on a piece, even maybe worn as pendants perhaps, whatever you desire to use them for. It's really possible. These are also marked on the reverse too, and you can see the little hinged sections there. So next, let's move on to another brooch. This is a really fabulous design. This piece dates from the 1960s, and as you can see, it's really three-dimensional. It features those wonderful Aurora Borealis rhinestones, which were developed by Swarovski in 1955 for Christian Dior, and they're mixed with purple rhinestones, and they're on these sort of wire stems. They sort of almost move with the wearer. They have a really sort of kinetic feel to them. And then on the reverse, you can see that the fastening pin is nice and strong, and you can see that they're all set within these buttery gilded metal settings too. It's really colourful and vibrant, as I'm sure you'll agree, and perfect for a special occasion, perhaps a summer wedding. Finally, let's move on to my statement piece for the day. These wonderful earrings by the French jewellery maker Claire Devet. These earrings date from the 1990s, early 1990s. Claire Devet was a well-known jewellery designer working in France during the 80s and 90s. She created pieces for Chanel, Claude Montana, Jean-Paul Gaultier, and she also had her own brand too. They are fully signed on the reverse of each earring and really are impactful. I'm sure you'll agree when I pop them on. With their sunburst design, they're perfect for summer, wearing with perhaps a black maxi dress, something like that, and they are really beautifully constructed, not too heavy either considering their size and scale. They are quite hollow inside, so that works well to the benefit of the wearer. So there we have these fabulous typical French 1990s designer earrings by Claire Devet. Let's just recap now my selection. As mentioned, the Claire Devet earrings, this 1920s sterling and paste bracelet, this circa 1910 Czechoslovakian butterfly, this 1960s floral brooch, this Art Deco snake choker, these French paste earrings circa 1930, this circa 1900 locket with guilloche enamel, and this fabulous Coro by Adolphe Katz duet brooch circa 1942, featuring the queen bee design. Thanks very much for joining me again this week. I look forward to seeing you all again next Friday for some more beautiful jewels. Take care. See you all very soon. Bye bye.